Okay, so I'm here at Moz, and it's really awesome because I have a cool story to tell. When I was 21 years old, I tore my hamstring and I wanted to change my career, which has led me here. And I picked up my laptop and I looked in a site called Moz. And they taught me all these different things about SEO and how to actually market properly when these things are just coming out. So I wanted to have you tell me a little bit about that narrative and what your role is there.
Yeah. So Moz has been around since 2004. And it really started out just as a blog, just education, and then ultimately we moved to a product strategy, I think in 2007. And so we're really proud of the fact that many marketers tell us that they learned SEO from us, just like you. So really proud of that. So my role here is VP of People Operations. I've been with Moz for almost 5 years, and I'm really the first seasoned HR leader that they brought to the company.
Okay.
And I've been in tech kind of since the beginning of time. So most of my career is in tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So with that marketing culture and you being that first kind of senior HR person that comes in, I mean, when you think about what you're going to do here, what does that transformation look like? And as a whole, what does HR transformation mean to you?
Well, so what I will say is I was quite lucky in that when I started here back in May of 2014, Moz already had this really great reputation in town and really great culture. So for me, it's really been building on that and then leveraging the stuff that was really good at Moz, and then of course evolving it in other ways. And so for me, when the question about HR transformation, as I was thinking about that, I've had a little bit of a love-hate with HR throughout my career, and so I think transformation is about really rethinking, redefining why HR exists. I mean, why it should exist in any company or in any organization, and then really rethinking or developing new mindsets about how we do what we do, why we do it, what we do, etc. And I think, I've been doing this for a long time, so I know that HR has gone through several transformations already, right? Like when I first started, it was still called personnel in a lot of companies, and it was very administrative.
Yeah.
And of course now we care about, engagement and building and evolving cultures and building learning organizations and talent management and development. But I do think, I don't know what the next transformation is, but I do think it needs to continue to transform.
So when you think about your time and the way that it's changed, there's obviously something that has stuck with you that creates your principles and your tactics and why they brought you in here. What has shaped that perspective that you have on HR? Is there someone that said a special quote to you? Was there something in your career you were like, I want to be a part of this? What drove you?
Yeah, that's interesting. So this is not the right way to pursue a career necessarily, but I totally fell into it. I fell into it. I didn't really know what it was. And then I found that it was really interesting. It was challenging. It was an integral part of any company. I learned a bunch. I grew, and then as I moved into leadership roles, I kind of found my space, my home.
Yeah.
I've had several mentors, throughout my career, and quite a while back, I took each of them to dinner and just thanked them for, the role that they played in building my career. So it wasn't just one thing, it was really a set of experiences. What I will say is, when I moved from healthcare to a consulting firm to finally to tech, that's when I realized the importance of culture, because we didn't talk about that in those other organizations, and I realized that there are many things important to a business. Your strategy is critical, how you execute on that, but culture is just, it's almost everything. It's a key part of any business. So that's when I realized the power of culture and the importance and my ability to play a role in shaping
Absolutely.
culture. Yeah.
Is there any type of, how are you leveraging technology to keep those teams connected? This is a really big space, right?
Yeah.
And there's probably, do you guys have remote places? How do you get other locations?
Yeah.
How do you keep the connectivity, and do you use tech?
Yeah, I don't think we do anything particularly innovative, and I think sometimes it's still a struggle for us, but the tools that we're using today that are really focused on building connection and collaboration we're big Slack users.
Yes.
Slack is huge for us. The Gmail suite of tools. As compared to the old days where you're sharing files and version control was always a problem. That's a beautiful thing. Confluence is another tool that we use, you know, collaboratively. So those are some of the things. And then we just acquired a company in October that is based in Vancouver, BC.
Nice.
And so we're doing a ton of meetings where, you know, part of the team is not in the room.
Yeah.
And so we use mostly either Slack or Google Hangout for those. It's not perfect. And so we're continuing to sort of work on what's gonna, you know, be next for us.
So with your experience, what do you predict, you know, the future of workforces being like? A lot of people are shifting to remote teams. A lot of people are shifting to more co-working style spaces. But in terms of not only the space, but in terms of the leadership mindset or anything, like what do you see as a prediction where you're like, call me in 5 years, this is gonna happen?
Prediction, you know, this is hard, right? I don't know if I know exactly, but here's what I will say. I think as digital, you know, as everything has become, and as automated as everything has become, and you know, many people are not even, you know, seeing each other face to face at all anymore. I do think that human relationships and humans' ability to be in relationship with one another is going to matter. And I feel like, my prediction is that I feel like we're gonna hit a low, and it could be when Gen Z is in the workforce. I feel like we're gonna hit a low where people are really gonna struggle with that human connection and working together. And I do feel like HR has an opportunity to sort of lead that charge and come up with new strategies or techniques to help people you know, work effectively together. I mean, it's already a problem, right? We already have challenges, but look, I'm raising a teenager, she's 17, and I will tell you that, I mean, she would rather communicate with someone only via her phone. So anyway, I
I'm almost that way too.
I know,
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'm not, I would rather have a face-to-face conversation.
I get phone call anxiety. I'm on the phone too long, my name.
My daughter's like, nobody talks on the phone, Mom. And I'm like, yes, they do. Yes, they do, honey.
That's so anyway, funny.
Yeah.
So I guess that's really why we're having HR Transforming, because we want these conversations to start. We want to figure out what the next thing is for the future and how to prepare for it. And in closing, I guess there's two last questions that I have. Is one is, with that shift and as Gen Z does come to the workforce because they're just around the corner,
right?
What are we going to do to attract them? If that's the difference in leadership, if your perspective, my perspective.
I mean, we're gonna, you know, I don't have an answer. I wish I did, but I do think we're gonna have to tap into, just like with Gen Y and X, and you know, we're gonna have to tap into what is meaningful, you know, to them.
Yeah.
So if that is, I don't want to ever have to talk to a human. Well, we're gonna have to sort through that. I don't know how we respond to that, but just like for millennials, they really want to work for companies with a passion and a purpose and a mission and get behind that. I think we're gonna need to tap into what's meaningful.
Yeah.
So more to come on that.
Absolutely. And Roger's the mascot, right?
Roger's the mascot.
All the Gen Z wants Roger.
I think so. I think Roger's a robot. He's a
robot.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's my other prediction, actually. My prediction is that so many things are going to become automated, and so many things are going to become done by something other than humans. They already are, but I do think that HR is here to stay. I don't think it will be called HR. I mean, it's already changing. We call it people operations here, but I do think that HR, you know, having a human be in an HR, people ops, or talent role.
You can't replace it.
You can't.
Absolutely.
You can automate it, make it more efficient, but can't replace it.
Can never replace the human element.
Yeah.
So these are the conversations we're going to be having at HR Transform. We want you to get involved. We want you to check out a lot of what we're doing at transform.us and check out Moz. They're doing some amazing things here, not only on the culture side, but on the marketing side, and a recent acquisition, which is really interesting and exciting.
It's really exciting.
So stay tuned. We'll have a lot more to share.
Thank you.